Ready for a beautiful lecture. It's always good. It's not from Mother when we get in trouble, huh? That's not too funny, huh? Okay. Anyhow, I get to introduce Reverend Debra. Reverend Debra has lived in San Diego for over 40 years and has studied healing for over 35 years. Her initial training at the First Spiritualist Church in San Diego included classes in spiritual healing, universal law, and mediumship. Reverend Debra was ordained at the First Spiritualist Church in October of 1992, served in many appointments as well as pastor. She has a long history with Harmony Grove, reading at psychic fairs and teaching at institute classes. Reverend Debra has taught many spiritual subjects in psychic development, including universal law, angel kingdom, tarot, chakra, and aura, and is a Reiki master. She is currently the pastor of First Christian Spiritualist Church in National City, lecturing monthly and offering healing and meditation classes. She believes we are co-creators with Spirit to express in love and joy the message of our soul. Say yes to God. So I'd like you to give a warm welcome to Reverend Debra.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
Nice to see you all. And I've got my glasses. We're going to start with a reading from 365 Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes. She's a lovely reading and meditation source for me for many years. And let's see, and the talk I'm giving is about blessings and about noticing the many blessings in our world and in our lives. I've got another one. And about it all starts with gratitude. We talk a lot about gratitude, and it really is an important part of our spiritual path and moving forward. Forgiveness, that Reverend Beatrice talked about, is crucial, they're saying too. What moves us forward in releasing ourselves and releasing others that we hold in a certain vibration in our lives. And gratitude brings so much of that awareness and the giving thanks and that love. An attitude of gratitude is most salutary, and speaks the realization that we are now in heaven. That was written by Ernest Holmes. He also wrote, there's something in this attitude of thanksgiving that carries us beyond the field of doubt into one of perfect faith and acceptance, receptivity, and realization. Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, I awoke this morning with devout thanksgiving for my friends, the old and the new. Shall I not call God the beautiful, who daily showeth himself so to me in his gifts? Hildegard Bingen, all of creation is a song of praise to God. And this one always affects me. by Meister Eckhart. If the only prayer you say in your entire life is thank you, this would suffice. This is about Thanksgiving, but we're to have Thanksgiving not just at Thanksgiving time, but throughout the year and daily. We're always saying thank you, God, for this and that, but when we really bring it into being aware of all the beautiful things that are there, no matter how great or how small, it opens us up to more of that energy, the law of attraction, of coming back to us. And it is such a blessing to be with you today. Life is full of blessings. And each time I see someone with challenges of body, mind, or spirit, I'm reminded of my many blessings. As spiritualists, we understand that most situations are prepared lessons or tests for us to grow in deeper compassion and in love. We are all connected and loved unconditionally by Father, Mother, God, always. We learn to appreciate when we've been given, what we've been given, and take care of ourselves and others better, personifying the caring mothers, symbolized by Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, Egyptian Isis, to name a few masters. You have a beautiful iris flower coming in, sorry. Having someone to share and enjoy our blessings with is the ultimate happiness. But God is always there, and our dear ones. A friend on your same brainwave with this similar interest to enjoy and share brings much pleasure. Animated discussions when books are referenced and related experience are revealed enhances the subject and extends a much deeper understanding of the study. To see our part in its involvement, and we are evolving more and more often, we'll be surprised at God's directing finger for us to share his blessings with others, especially with people who wouldn't seem to care or seem to have it all. Some people just don't even know what they're missing. Without knowledge of a loving heavenly Trinity and protectors on so many vibrational levels, I know that this would be quite different schoolroom for me, a very lonely place. I truly appreciate having the loving parents that I had this lifetime that took their family to church to learn of God's mercy and love for us. And through all the upheavals that happened to us in our lives, I always knew in my heart of hearts that God is always there for us. People can be taken for granted, and as I talked yesterday, what happened, there's no telling when someone can be called home. It can happen at age 5 or 39 or 84 years old. Have we said thank you to the quiet, gentle people who are unassuming and supportive, yet seem invisible to some, as is their nature? Do we thank our angels and teachers, guides, and loved ones beyond the veil for their love and guidance? When we're called to the inner chambers, are we comfortable with our hearts to be balanced against the Egyptians' Matt's feather of truth? Matt's feather of truth. Can we look back a few days and be proud of all our thoughts and words and deeds? Did we bless others, being truly grateful for their message to us? What did we learn? And what needed to change? like to reference James Redfield's book, The Celestine Prophecy, where he states that we all have a message or a mirror to show each other. And as our paths cross, and as we choose to share, we empower each other. And with answers and clarity, a greater awareness of our purpose in life, and enthusiasm to do it. The awareness of our fellow travelers is inspiring and teaches us of our developing virtues of patience and grace most often. These blessings are like fertilizer for our growth. Are we going to wake up, or are we going to stay in this garden? We are evolving. With each weeding, we reach higher in the light, blessing of all of humanity, not just edifying ourselves. I'd like to share with you some ways that we can work for peace. That was shared with me at a meeting I was at last week. And it does make us think of our path and what choices we're making and what energy we're bringing in. 9 ways we can work for peace. Convince ourselves that peace is possible. It's hard to work for something that you don't believe in. So it's again we hear something, we think about it, we meditate with it. It goes to a much deeper level when you bring that belief into it. There, where you know it truly is possible. And seeing it as happening right now, putting it in the now. Study the causes of violence. War is only one of the ways that humans oppress each other. I don't know that that's what I would like to do personally. But it's something to think about. They put it here. Strive for love and unity within our families. The family is the building block of civilizations. Try to think of people from other countries as members of our extended family. And I think we all do that in our belief system beautifully, and it's just bringing that deeper. Look for the similarities between religions. Again, we know that there is in the belief systems of light, they all have the golden rule instilled in them. Listen carefully to the voice of women. It is the feminine qualities of compassion, mercy, empathy that will make peace possible. But I personally believe that men have these same qualities, and they bring a strength and groundedness to that awareness. Make friends with someone from a different race. And I think we all have friends of all kinds. I grew up with that. It was never an issue with me. And it was hard for me to see it when I got older. Work to improve the quality of education. The more we learn, the more we realize how much we have in common. And that's where I love the classes so much, because we get to have the discussion about the lessons also, and how they, and what is truly strengthening for us and affecting us. in our lives. There's in our worlds what we are looking for. What are we creating? And what are we choosing? And life is glorious, glorious thing. And just being in that, staying in that wonderment, that excitement, that joy of life, and holding that for others. And okay, and they're just wanting me to end with thinking about life is what you make it. Life is what you make it. And you know, I like to watch that old show, MASH, because my dad was in Korea too, so it kind of struck a chord with me there. And they bring humor. It was to be an entertaining show, but they were. But then when they brought in the true human, realistic issues of the reality of all the doctors and the men, all that they went through, and being in any war. And you know, we've had more wars since then. But in one of the episodes, there was a doctor who played a hoity-toity, you know, from Boston, you know. And he had a patient who he was so happy that he could save his leg. But some of the fragments of the mortar and the bombings went into his hand. So he did the best he could with the hand, but he was mostly focused with the leg, because most of the men, that's what they're really affects them in life. And so when he was talking to the patient later on, and the patient said, I really don't care about my leg, it's my hand. What happened to my hand? Why is my hand bandaged? Turns out that he had been a student in one of the great musical colleges, Juilliard, and he played. And this physician, he loved music. He was always playing when he could his classical music, driving everybody else crazy. But that's what brought him peace. And he felt so devastated. So he did some research. There was a musician, a writer, that wrote music just for left-handed musicians. And he wheeled them around. They had a piano in one of their rooms, and just showed it to him. And he says, you have the gift. I have the gift for surgery, but I don't have the gift to make that beautiful music. And you need to share that with the world. And it inspired him. And he sat at the piano and he played. And he went into the notes, and you could see the passion. Stay true to what you love. Because you know God always loves you and is always going to support you. God bless you, and thank you for being here.